With a very special tribute here at Great American Ballpark. This spring, fans across all of Major League Baseball voted for the most impactful players in their team's history, their franchise four. Here now, at this All-Star Game, we reveal them for the first time.
The franchise four, American Kansas City Royals. Frank White. Brett Saberhagen, Dan Quisenberry, George Brett.
From the Kansas City Royals, Mike Moustakas, Wade Davis, and Kelvin Herrera. And now let's meet the American League manager in the starting lineup. The manager from the 2014 American League champion Kansas City Royals, Yost. Batting fifth and playing right field from the Kansas City Royals, Lorenzo Cain. Batting seventh, the catcher from the Kansas City Royals, out in the bullpen, Salvador Perez. Batting ninth, the shortstop from the Kansas City Royals, Alcudes Escobar. A curveball, Koufax. Let's see it. There's a glove. Koufax to bench. Thank you, Sandy. Thank you, Johnny. And on behalf of Major League Baseball, all right, it's already been fun in this city where professional baseball began way back in 1869. They called them the Redlegs. Now it's the Reds, but we take a look at the American League starting lineup, and they started with Mike Trout, the kid. He's won one MVP. If not for a guy named Miguel Cabrera, he could have won 3 by now. Then Josh Donaldson from Toronto. Albert Pujols. It's been a revival. The DH, Nelson Cruz. Lorenzo Cain in right. Adam Jones in left. Salvador Perez from the Royals, still young. Jose Altuve, all 5-6 of him batting 8th. And Alcudes Escobar is the shortstop batting 9th. And guys, this right-hander is on a roll. Zach Greinke, 35 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings. The ERA, the 4th lowest at the All-Star Game since World War II. And he's got an opt-out at the end of this year. Where the baseball flies. Trout all smiles. AL leads 1-0. Here with one batter in this All-Star Game.
I'll tell you what, electric, wasn't it? Watch this swing. It's a ball down and away, and he just stays with it. Now, having played in that Angels-Dodgers rivalry, he has seen Zach Greinke before. But you get Mike Trout, anything down and away. Look at him stay with this ball. What a pretty swing. This is a line drive.
That's the first leadoff home run in an All-Star game since Bo Jackson went deep to center out in San Francisco in 1989, and now a bat launch.
No, we've had Bo Jackson, and remember when Tommy Lasorda was ducking bats in Seattle?
That's right.
That's what that reminded me of.
How do you like this leg kick by Donaldson?
Well, that is, I'm in an All-Star game, and I'm trying to go bridge. I am trying to leave. Got the high leg kick and the hard swing on a ball away. He didn't catch up to it.
Zach Greinke still trying to figure out what hit him. His last 5 starts, of course, no home runs, no runs allowed. There's your wake-up call.
So with a run home and nobody out, a 1-1.
Watch this ball stay too far up. Posey's glove comes up to the pitch. And the man who hits more line drives than anybody in baseball gets another one out of the park.
He was the MVP of last year's All-Star Game. Strike two.
Tom, you like second wild card?
I do. I love it. It's kept so many teams in the race, and I think it adds to the intrigue at the trading deadline. It's a seller's market right now. Watching Zach Greinke here, it's almost like watching him work as a closer. We've seen him get up to 95 miles an hour with the fastball. His regular cruising speed, 92.
And he gets back-to-back strikeouts. Got Pujols looking, gets Cruz swinging. Two down. Here is another note about the American League. Every team in the AL has at least 40 wins, and only one team has as many as 50. And that's Kansas City, represented here by Lorenzo Cain, strike one.
It's pretty amazing.
Talk about parity. Really, it's wide open in the second half. That's the case in the AL.
Well, I'm sure Commissioner Selig's sitting back today watching, retired and enjoying that because he wanted parity in the game. They've got it.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Lorenzo Cain and the Royals from last year. Great example to follow. They were 50-50 after 100 games. Wound up with the tying run on third base, Game 7 of the World Series.
Little pop-up. Behind the second base position, LeMahieu struggled a bit, puts it away. The game started with a home run, opposite field shot. Mike Trout, 1-0 AL on top. Game dates back to 1933.
I wonder if Dallas Keuchel is digging those kicks right there. Apparel design major at Arkansas.
It's ball 3.
You know, I love the in-game adjustments he makes until it gets to the plate. What I mean by that, it's right there. Now it starts to dip when the hitter makes his decision to swing. That makes it very difficult to read. Not only the arm slot with fastball changeup, but the location.
Well, one outside to Salvador Perez, the young, terrific catcher for the Royals. Third All-Star game for Salvador, Venezuelan born. Tom, you think the Royals made a good deal when after a month and a half they signed Salvador Perez to a 5-year, $7 million deal?
Ouch.
And how much does this guy love to catch, huh? Last year, more than 160 games for the course of the regular and postseason.
You said 70 million, right?
No, 7.
7.
Wow.
It's a steal of a deal. He catches every day. At the end of the season, he went to Japan to play on the All-Star Tour.
2-2. Saw Ned Yost in the corner of the dugout. He and his staff really put a lot of work in to figure out this roster. And as we said at the beginning, he has got a lot of setup relievers and closers available. After he gets through the starters, he wants guys coming out of the bullpen in game that are used to it. 2-2.
And that's not easy to do, too. He's got a lot of players here, and he's got to basically script the whole thing out. Because both managers really do, obviously, job number 1, win the game. But job 1A, get the players in the game. They think these guys being named to an all-star team, not enough. Have to get them in the game.
Yeah, I was there. I was an alternate on both the all-star games I played in. I wanted to play. You know, it's nice to go and stand on the line, tip your cap, and thank your family. Oh, it's great, Mom, hi. But I want to play. And I think every player has that hope and that wish. You get to this level, you want to play in the All-Star game.
With 1 out, nobody on after a strikeout. It's a full count on Salvador Perez with Jose Altuve next.
You know, Joe, the other thing that was interesting, though, is Ned said, hey, in his meeting with the team, at this time last year, we were 7 games back, the Royals, his club. This means something to everybody in the locker room. I thought that was pretty cool.
They ended up obviously winning the American League, having home field advantage in the World Series. They just got bum-garnered.
Yeah, they did. Just caught that. They ran it to the mad bum. I mean, buzzsaw.
Is he closing tonight, by the way? No, I don't think so.
There was a report, and Bruce Bochy actually confirmed it, that Madison said, either I'm starting or I'm closing. That's not the case. Struck him out on a 9-pitch at bat at 95.
I mean, wow.
Impressive from Zach. Presents what a winner looks like in the game today. In my opinion, it's this guy standing at the plate. That's all he does is win. He advances the runner over to third, the tying run, as Escobar gooses it over to first. 1 out.
That's winning baseball. And that's the Giants' way. 3 Cardinals. And he's hitting in the middle of that order, and he's coming up with big hits. And was that a line drive? No. But he's facing a guy that everybody's been not able to put the ball in play on. This hung a long time. I thought Lorenzo Cain might come get it. But you're absolutely right, Joe. I mean, he has put the Cardinals in a position to be at the top of the heap like they've been playing because of his offensive ability.
And one of the few balls Dallas Keuchel got up in the strike zone after 5 consecutive ground balls.
Now Jock Peterson. This one gets away, and Peralta will head to second as the go-ahead run. 2 out.
Now again, commanding down and away this time. See the spin on the baseball. Now, I talked to Buster Posey about the difficulty of catchers in an all-star game. He said last year he had to catch Aroldis Chapman for the first time in an all-star game, throwing 103 miles an hour. Adjustments for hitters and catchers.
Jock Peterson.
What about Oscar Charlton? Oscar Charlton was the next Willie Mays. What about Buck Leonard?
He was phenomenal. Here's Garrett Cole representing the Pittsburgh Pirates. And our pitcher profile is brought to you by Ford, as Felix Hernandez will take over next for the AL. 1-1 game. First pitch is a ball, now another. 2-0 on Alcudes. Escobar is hitting .290.
Garrett Cole representing the Pirates, and pure power. Average fastball velocity 96.
Leading the league with his 13 wins.
Tell you what, the Royals took a lot of grief during the voting process, right? But if you look at their players, they're having good seasons. They really are.
As late as June 15th, the voting showed 8 Royals and Mike Trout lined up to start the All-Star game for the American League. It was balanced out the rest of the way as the count evens 2-2. At the end of the process, 7 Kansas City Royals, which includes the injured Alex Gordon, out with a tear in his groin, out 2 months. Here's a 2-2. Full count.
That's all pure hardball right here. 5 fastballs in a row, and 1 more coming up.
Got under it. Shallow center. Long run for McCutcheon. He's there. 1 out. Father around here, the Jersey kid, that this is a guy that could potentially be on the trade block.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm not buying it. Too valuable to this Reds franchise.
Yeah, there'd be a revolt around here, especially after last night. They'd love him. After 3, tied at 1, Cincinnati. 1 away, 1 pitch, 1 out as Nelson Cruz flies to right.
Here, Bryce Harper out there by himself calling, I got it, I got it.
Here's that curveball we talked about from Felix. Kutch saw 3 of them. The last one, the nastiest of all. And here you can see the tumbling action. What a shot. Batter's hitting .082 against that curveball this year. You can see why. Wow.
You know how important this game is to people? Watch Albert come over and hand him the ball and say, hey, congratulations. You think Felix didn't want an all-star ball? Kept it.
And a perfect 1 inning. Here's a ground ball by Cain up the middle, base hit. And Lorenzo Cain, who saw plenty of Madison Bumgarner during this last World Series, is on with 1 out here in the 4th inning.
Why did you do that last year in Game 7?
Last year in the postseason. 53 against him.
Incredible.
That's down for ball 1 to Adam Jones.
You know, you were talking about Joe Lorenzo Cain that saw a lot of that last year. Rusty Kuntz, the first base coach, he got over there and he's like, I wasn't taking it this time. I'm telling you, I wasn't taking that first pitch this time.
Cain jumped on it, grounded it up the middle for base hit.
Lorenzo Cain, an amazing story here at the All-Star Game. Didn't play baseball until he was 16 years old. Got cut from the basketball team. His mom wouldn't let him play football. He walked into the JV coach's office, knew nothing about baseball, and said, I'd like to try out. Didn't even have a glove.
Adam Jones tried to unload on 2-0. Now 2-1.
And they stuck him at third base, by the way, Lorenzo Cain. And he didn't have a cup either, which is how he wound up in the outfield.
In a hurry.
He's a tremendous athlete, as is the guy at the plate. Adam Jones, who has really become a leader over the past couple of years in Baltimore. The Orioles team put together a nice stretch, then backed off a bit before the break. They're only 4 out in the AL East.
Yeah, I've enjoyed watching the growth of Adam Jones. You know, he was a Mariner draft pick, got traded over. They're probably having a good time in the bullpen.
That's into right. Coming in into his left is Bryce Harper. 2-0. With that, here's the matchup that ended the World Series. Bumgarner on the mound and Salvador Perez at the plate, fouling out to the departed Pablo Sandoval, who's now with Boston.
Unforgettable. Bumgarner here shaking here, kept pounding high fastballs to Perez. Game 7.
He went right back at it. Why not? And Salvador, I think he might go up there again.
Here's specifically what Bumgarner did in that World Series, an ERA of 1/4 of a run.
We'll never see it again. You think about the performance. And it's not even just the performance, how great it was, but it's the fact he came out of the bullpen in this day and age with pitch counts, and it was October, and you think somebody's going to let their ace do that again? I don't think so.
275 innings last year for Bumgarner, and his velocity is higher this year. Amazing pitcher.
Good pitch down and in. He's got that long arm action. Longer than anybody in the game.
And this slider and the way he can add and subtract off that breaking ball is what has brought Bumgarner to a whole new level.
Here's a 2-1. Inside ball 3 with Alcudes next.
I love the grunt. How about the sound that we're getting? The ball popping. You hear the grunt from Bumgarner. Cain was getting a pretty good read there. Let's see if he runs here 3-1.
Stays put on strike 2.
Might have got one there. This is almost an unintentional intentional loss. This ball's outside, doesn't get back. You got the call.
Runner goes, and we'll do it again. Kind of a weird start for Lorenzo Cain over at first.
Yeah, I was looking at
sure there were 2 outs.
Even with Goldsmith playing behind him, he's just making sure he wasn't coming over. That's how nasty Bumgarner's motion is.
Here's the flashback. Game 7. Tying run at third base. Sandoval squeezes it. And it's another Buster hug. Whether it's a no-hitter or the end of a World Series, Posey known for his hugs in the Bay Area.
Fun time. Pretty special series, man. Go 7 games. It was awesome.
Runner will go again. They'll have to come on back.
What an impressive at bat right here by Perez. I said last year that at bat game 7, all high fastballs. 3-2, he's fouled off a curveball, the fastball on his hands, and right there the slider.
Well, a little different in July than it is in October. Perez a little more bat speed. Bumgarner got a little more touch on everything else.
That gets away. Over to third goes Lorenzo. Cain, and safe at first is Perez. And a swing by Salvador Perez. The ball gets away from Posey, and it's first and third, 2 out.
He went back to that cutter slider, and watch this ball doesn't hop up to Posey. It'll stay down, go underneath the glove. He's expecting that ball to bounce up. Soft dirt around the plate. The ball stays down, and he continues.
To strikeout wild pitch, and the AL is alive here in the top of the 4th.
So much sound out there, you thought maybe it was foul tip.
Here's Alcudes. Strike 1. Nobody has more hits across baseball than this guy. He stands 5'6". He's, I'm sure, tired of hearing about how not tall he is. Well, you can say the S word. The most hits in baseball since the start of 2013.
He can really hit. And you know, I've noticed a few of the American League teams start playing him more of a shift. And I was waiting for him to really start shooting that ball the other way. Here in the All-Star game, obviously, they're squared up a little bit more.
Just reaches the bat out, and LeMahieu flips to end the inning to send this 86th Major League Baseball All-Star game tied into the bottom of the 4th inning with Harper, Goldschmidt, and Posey coming up. The 22-year-old strikes out. 1 away.
They saw the heater. Here comes the slider down and away. Great location. Might have been the changeup. Man, that was some downward action on that from David.
Batting champ, Rookie of the Year, an MVP, and a 3-time world champion.
So impressive, and you know, talking to him, a gentle giant, Buster. Played shortstop in college a little bit, and they moved him around. Special.
That's into right, and will carry out to Cain. A 1-2-3 inning for David Price, and this game zips along into the 5th inning with those 3 due up for the AL. The time at 1. Coverage up ahead and up above is brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. We are into the 5th. Clayton Kershaw takes over. Strike 1.
You made a point earlier about starting pitchers pitching middle relief. This is the 5th year in a row Kershaw pitching middle relief, and he did say that the warm-up totally different.
Left side and under the glove of Frazier for a base hit for Escobar. And that's big with the top of the order coming up for the American League.
The difference is he's not able to do long toss as starting pitchers do before a game, throwing 220 feet.
Well, watch here, because Escobar's speed and ability to bunt, look where Frazier has to play. And now he just catches the ball, drives it right by him, but he's on the grass. So when you take advantage of all your abilities, you move that defense, you're able to manipulate it. He got a base hit because they had to play him to honor the bunt.
That's to the second baseman. Out at second and safe at first. As Trout, for a big man, can absolutely fly.
Yeah, I was.
So you didn't hit for the cycle in an All-Star game?
No, I didn't. And actually, that ball Kershaw threw was not a changeup. It was a fastball at 99. He just missed. But yeah.
Albert lined out to center his last time. Struck out his first. 2 on, 2 out. Fielder with a base hit into left field. Trout coming to the plate. Peterson comes up throwing. Safe in the AL on top, 2-1. Prince Fielder off the bench delivers, and the American League is back on top.
Kershaw made a mistake, left one out over. I didn't think he was going to get another one. I thought he might go breaking ball away, but he came back with a fastball. Great piece of hitting by Prince. But what you can't see at home, what we got to see from the vantage point we sit, I mean, you see how far Posey moved the hands back. It's the ball left right in the middle. But was Trout flying? I mean, watch this. Peterson gets the ball and he turns another gear right there. And when you can slip and slide through home, you're flying.
Now it's Lorenzo Cain who hits it fair past third and down the line. Pujols will come to the plate. Prince Fielder will dig for third and hold there, and it's 3-1. AL on top as Lorenzo Cain delivers.
Once again, Lorenzo Cain jumping on the first pitch. Kershaw tries to go in. Look at him pull his hands in and get the barrel on this pitch. Ball stays fair inside the line. It's a great ambush job by Lorenzo Cain once again.
And now, after Fielder came off the bench as a lefty to get a base hit against Kershaw to deliver a 2-out RBI hit, another lefty coming up. Adam Jones is out. And representing the Yankees is Brett Gardner.
AL putting it together this half inning.
And doing it against Clayton Kershaw. Here. Be 32 in August. That's strike 3, and Gardner in his first All-Star game at bat strikes out looking, but Clayton Kershaw gives up 2. It was Trout who slipped and slid his way across the plate. And then Lorenzo Cain, after Prince Fielder got the big hit, 3-1 AL halfway through it. RBI tonight. That's ball 2. The best seats in every ballpark for every game. Visit MLB.com/tickets today.
And they get seats right there?
No.
Oh, okay.
Stuff. Opponents hit 243 against him. That's actually the highest number on the pitching staff. Everybody else 218 and below. Doesn't get any easier.
That's a strike. 1-2. Fox presented by T-Mobile, now giving you unlimited calls to Mexico and Canada at no extra charge. And now our game summary brought to you by Budweiser. You can look at it this way or this way. All 3 AL runs have been scored by Angels. All 3 NL runs allowed by Dodgers. Don't feed the bear out there, Mets guy. And which Chevrolet would you take home, the Silverado Midnight Edition or the all-new Camaro? Make your pick now at ChevyBaseball.com. Choose wisely. Meeting at the mound is Dave Eiland, the pitching coach from the Royals, is out to talk to Britain. Our StatCast, powered by Amazon Web Services.
Hey, he does something every night, but I want you to see the speed of Mike Trout. Look at this, 20 miles an hour, 6.8. This is like running 200. You think that was impressive? Who had the best vantage point of that? The right fielder, Bryce Harper. Listen what he had to say.
Man, Trout can run, bro. It is unbelievable. Yeah.
Well, you're right, Bryce. He is unbelievable. And they're taking him out. Little pinch runner. The night's over for Mike Trout. But he does something every day. You got to watch the guy play night in, night out to really appreciate it.
RBI double by Manny Machado. AL 4, NL 2.
Tell you what, Tom, this is what Manny was doing before the break, blistering that ball at right center field. Watched him homer in Minnesota a couple times in that series.
Play reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and more. Get MLB.com at bat right now. Jirschele advanced the runner. Now it's Prince Fielder who has an RBI single. That was against Kershaw. This one into left center field, and this ball is caught. But it'll be a sacrifice fly as Machado tags and scores. It's 5-2.
And A.J. Pollock running that ball down. Got some good center fielders in this game. But I love the way the American League executed right there.
Get him over, get him in.
Absolutely.
Biggest lead of the night. And it belongs to the American League as Fielder is driven home 2. Started this night on the bench, and here is J.D. Martinez. Prince Fielder smiles in the dugout. He's already been an MVP of an All-Star game once. He's on the list here tonight. Nice view from inside with our flyover. Done by 4 U.S. Navy FA-18 Super Hornets, Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia Beach, Virginia. Wow.
I love it. I think that's one of the coolest things. That's a great shot.
Oh, that is a cool shot.
Wow.
That Dozier is power packed, isn't he? That ball had some carry on it on one of those Melanson cutters.
Well, and he's hitting in one of the toughest ballparks in the big leagues, too.
Look at the use of the legs, the backside driving through the baseball.
First Minnesota second baseman to make it since Chuck Knobloch in '97. Placed Jose Batista, who's out with a bad shoulder. And as Harold touched on, the most extra base hits in the American League since the 1st of May. Most in franchise history pre-All-Star break. That's a good history.
I mean, it's really impressive.
Iglesias chops one to third. Backing up is Arenado. He's a magician over there, and he gets Iglesias by half a step. Dozier, the 16th player to homer in his first All-Star game at bat. He's made it 6-2 after 7.5. Aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. Well, here is Nolan Arenado, who is rapidly becoming one of the best players in the National League. And here is Wade Davis, who was already one of the best setup relievers in all of baseball. The ERA is microscopic. And he's part of that great combination that Ned Yost has at the end of his regular season and postseason games with the Royals. He's got it here in the All-Star game.
It's just impressive how hard these guys are throwing. But they're not just throwing, they're locating. They can keep hitters off balance. He's going outside right here. Hit the target.
Strikeout.
I mean, it's nasty, Joe.
Talking about Nolan Arenado as you watch the strikeout, who in 2011, after hitting .298 with 20 home runs and 122 RBIs at high single-A Modesto, was the MVP of the Arizona Fall League, beating out guys by the name of Trout and Harper. And if you don't know the name of Nolan Arenado, he's got 24 home runs, and he may very well be the current best defensive third baseman in all of baseball.
Yeah, the guy at third for the American League right now, Manny Machado with him, but hard to say anybody is better than Arenado at third base.
So the defensive changes. Martin is catching. Dozier, who just homered. Ryan takes over at second base. Davis on the mound. The batter is Justin Upton. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Roldis Chapman getting loose, and they'll love seeing him here in Cincinnati. Even though right now it's 6-2 AL on top. Former first overall pick is Upton. Playing with his brother. Third All-Star game for Justin, was 4th in the MVP voting in the National League back in 2011.
We may see him moving before it's all said and done. Padres don't get things rolling themselves.
There's one into left center field, a base hit. 1 on, 1 out. And we give you a look at Pepsi and remind you that throughout All-Star Week, Pepsi has been providing MLB fans with exclusive music experiences, including Walk the Moon, part of the All-Star Week Pepsi Music Series. All summer long, Pepsi will be giving fans access to exclusive music and MLB experiences with Pepsi Pass. And right now, there's a young girl who's going to turn 16 tomorrow who is mad she didn't come with her dad to the All-Star game because Walk the Moon was here. 1 on, 1 out. And Adrian Gonzalez takes inside ball 1. Her name is Trudy. Happy birthday tomorrow.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. So she's upset, or
Debbie just loves Walk the Moon.
Or is Dad in trouble for not letting her know they were going to be here?
Tough. 1 on, 1 out. Adrian Gonzalez fouls it left side. What the years Adrian's put together in Los Angeles. I mean, he's one of the best run producers still in the game, and still the heart and soul in that lineup for the LA Dodgers.
Well, when you think about or talk about a player having a game plan when he goes to the plate, I don't think anybody has a better idea what they're doing at bat to at bat than Adrian Gonzalez in the big leagues. Situation, pitcher, you name it. He has a plan every time he goes to the plate.
His teammate Yasmani Grandal is on deck. Adrian Gonzalez has bounced around a bit now, with a long time with San Diego, Boston. He's part of that salary dump, and now he's part of a first place club in LA.
Should get a good swing right here.
Runner is going, and the ball gets away from the catcher Martin into the dugout, and that will send Upton to second. As the count, see if they called this a swinging strike.
Look at the crazy movement on that cutter.
I mean, it was so weird. It was like, did he swing at that ball? The ball bounced in there.
I mean, he missed that by 2 feet.
That's a 91-mile-an-hour wiffle ball. See ya.
That's just part of the plan, fellas. He's going to move to second. I'll swing over it, and now I can drive and run it.
Wow. I mean, he missed that ball by, what, a foot and a half?
He did. A crazy movement from Davis on that.
It's a stolen base, by the way, for Upton.
He was flying, too. Justin Upton can still run. You know, he's in great shape. Look at lost weight, running well. He and Harper have settled into a weight that they want to be at and play well and stay healthy.
Strikeout for round number 2. First base unoccupied. There it is, officially 2 strikeouts in the inning. And now it'll be Grandal. Ryan Seacrest, part of another show on Fox. Have you heard about it? It's a new show called Knock Knock Live. Ryan and his crew are knocking on doors all across America, bringing huge celebrities, big prizes, and all kinds of crazy stuff. You don't want to miss Knock Knock Live. Premieres 1 week from tonight right here on Fox. Here's Grandal. He has had his breakout as a Dodger, former Padre and part of the Kemp deal. He can hit, he can run, and he is a gritty catcher behind the plate. They love him. Switch hitter too.
Yeah, he's been a nice find, if you want to call it that trade. He didn't do this in San Diego.
No.
Padres are probably like, what in the world?
14 home runs he's got.
They didn't see that coming. The Dodgers loved his ability to frame pitches behind the plate, turn balls into strikes. Power, nice bonus.
Well, if the Padres saw it coming, they wouldn't have traded him in the division.
Just heat from Wade Davis, who could close on just about any team except for the one he currently calls his own, Kansas City.
We've just watched 3 swings. 2 from Adrian Gonzalez, 1 right there from Grandal. They weren't even close.
Left side from the hole. Iglesias, what a play! He is a magician at short. And
So the rubber's 60 feet 6 inches. So he's basically coming at you about 58 feet.
At more than 100.
Here is Mike Moustakas batting for Manny Machado. 102 from Chapman, and Glenn Perkins, a closer who got this save last year in his home ballpark at home. And the All-Star game is getting ready. What a job done by Ned Yost. We talked about it, that he was working on this every morning leading into this All-Star break and this game in particular. Ned Yost now has used everybody on his bench to get in the ball game.
That's pretty cool. I'm gonna tell you what's cool too. Is look at them all looking at Chapman like, are you kidding me? They're basically saying, good luck, Moose. When you get that shot that we just saw in the dugout, you're looking at former major league players who are managers and coaches, and guys playing in an All-Star game sitting there going, are you kidding me? The American League guys don't see Chapman like the National League guys get to see him. Look at them. They are sitting there going, this is something to marvel. It's how unprecedented.
Goodbye. 2 out as Moustakas in his first All-Star game at bat strikes out.
Look at these reactions. That was 103. You hear about it, you watch it in highlights, but until you see it in person, it's hard to fathom. If big league hitters and pitchers can't believe what they're seeing, I'm sorry. It's impressive.
And you saw Grandal difficulty catching that pitch.
Mike Moustakas takes over defensively at third base, and on the mound is Glenn Perkins. Perfect this year in saves, 28 of 28. Here's Ryan Braun. That's fair down the right field line. And this 9th inning starts well for the National League as Braun is going to turn and look for an All-Star game triple. He's got it.
You know, Ryan Braun can slice this ball to right, played it perfect. Braun's flying.
Got to make sure, leading off a 9th inning down by their final strike. He got the scoring started with a home run to right off Zach Greinke. He's hanging around until the end. He had 4 plate appearances tonight. He scored 3 runs.
So what he's saying, walk Mike Trout the first at bat in an All-Star game if we're going to face him.
You got a better chance for having some block. Here's a fly ball into left. That'll do it. AL wins it 6-3 here in Cincinnati. And the American League has secured home field advantage for the upcoming World Series. The team with a home field advantage has won 5 of the last 6 World Series. It didn't happen last year, with Kansas City losing at home in Game 7 to San Francisco, but in a 3-hour, 2-minute game with Mike Trout starting it with a home run into right. Way back in the first inning, Ned Yost is 1 for 1 as an All-Star game manager. He put the work in, he lined him up, and he gets a 6-3 win.
Yeah, this is a great game. I mean, great talent on the field. Obviously, it was shown, but every player got in as well. And that's, you know, you come to an All-Star game, you want to play. Very competitively played, Tom. They got them all in. They stuck to the script. We had some standouts tonight, too.
Well, starting with Mike Trout, the home run and beating out the double play ball to open up the tie-breaking runs. And Mike Trout made like Bo Jackson in the first inning. Mike Trout was born 2 years after Bo hit that home run in 1989.
David Price is the winner. Clayton Kershaw gets the loss. The only other time a Tiger winner and a Dodger loser in an All-Star game was 1949 at Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. Tiger Virgil Trucks beat Dodger Don Newcomb. And with that, we go down to the field and Aaron Andrews.
Joe, thanks so much. Here with Prince Fielder. Kenny, over to you.
Thanks, Aaron. Lorenzo, you had a single off Bumgarner, a 2-out RBI single off Kershaw, and you didn't have to face Chapman. How would you describe your night?
I would say it was a great night. Like I said, I got a few knocks early, found ways to get on and driving a few runs from the team. And like I said, fortunately, we came out with the win, so it was nice.
Now, you had 5 teammates here, your manager, your entire coaching staff.
Right.
I saw Ned embrace you after you came out of the game. What was it like having everybody with you?
It was awesome. I mean, entire coaching staff, my teammates, you know, a lot of newcomers, you know, first-timers like myself. So we all enjoyed it together, you know, sat out here and soaked it all in, and just had a blast tonight. So definitely happy we got the win, and just got to move forward and get ready for the second half of the season.
Lorenzo, thanks a lot. Good luck.
All right.
Joe, back to you. Yeah, part of the attack is Lorenzo Cain. His night 2 out of 3 with a single, an RBI double. And for the American League, the most runs they've scored in an All-Star game since 2005 when the AL won it 7-5 at Comerica. Tonight, a final of 6-3. The AL home field advantage. The American League wins it over the NL tonight in Cincinnati.